Hey guys, we are on Individuality, and we are outside enjoying the Southern California weather. It's just so beautiful. Little windy. You might pick up some of that wind on this video, but it's worth it. I'm so excited that you made it this far. For individuality, is such an important part of launching something new that I feel like is really not talked about enough. You are a unique addition to the world. I say this all the time, so you may have heard this a few times from me before, but never forget it. You're the only person like you. You're the only one who has your spiritual gifts. Remember A for assessment, your talents, your abilities, your past experiences. You're the only one who lives where you live with a passion for what you're trying to do. Never forget this, because the world will always try to explain what you're trying to do by saying who you are trying to be like, or by putting you in some kind of box that they can understand. Here's what this person's trying to do. It's kind of like this. The movie world does this all the time. Whenever a movie is pitched, they get it down to a couple sentences using other movies as the example for the new movie. They might say, we're doing a war movie. It's like Saving Private Ryan, but this one's set in Vietnam. They'll say it's like Star Wars, but underwater. You can actually look this up, how they pitched a movie, and they'll take a couple other movies and say it's like this, but in space or whatever. It's like an opera in space. I think that was Star Wars. Anyway, this is part of your vision frame, your elevator pitch, and it's good to have what you're doing down to 2 sentences so you can explain it to people. But the reality is, and this is what this one's all about, this video is all about, you are unique, and you are unique in where you are launching. And never forget how amazing you are, and that you're doing something that is built around the individuality that you are bringing to this world. Don't let people take that away from you. Love it, and it's so important. In this video, I want to push into this individuality of what you're doing, and we're going to accomplish this with 3 questions. This is your homework. This is what you need to do when we meet. If I'm coaching you directly, these are the 3 questions I'm going to ask you. You have to know the answer to these 3 questions, forward, backwards, able to explain each one in detail. You need to be able to answer these questions, all right? This is the key for your individuality of what you're doing. First question. What are your unique needs and opportunities where you are launching? Tell me why you're launching where you're launching. Tell me every single detail about that area. Tell me all about why you'll be successful there, why you're different than 10,000 other people that might be doing something in that same area. What's the social, economic, physical, spiritual climate of the community that you're trying to reach? You have to be able to explain the uniqueness of where you're going and what you're putting there, okay? Think about Walt Disney. Such a great example. He raised so much money to build Disneyland. Why? Because he could explain exactly what he was trying to do. He was sitting on a park bench. This is a true story. He's sitting on a park bench watching his child on a dirty carousel. And he's like, first of all, it's dirty. This is a dirty place, kind of like a carnival of today. And second of all, why can't I be with my daughter on the carousel? He was able to explain, I want to create a place that's clean, that you feel safe, and that you can ride the rides with your kids. You can enjoy the experience with your kids. You see how he had a unique explanation, a unique niche that he was trying to fill. And when people heard that niche, they gave him money. He was able to build something that had never been built before with millions of dollars he didn't have. He was able to do that because he could explain what he was trying to do. We have to be able to do the same thing with what we're launching. We have to have just this incredible story of the unique need of where we're launching and why we're launching it there. Okay? We have something Walt Disney didn't have. We have the internet. So I want to show you that the internet can be your friend early on in this process. Here's a couple sites. I'm going to share my screen with you. Census.gov. It's updated all the time. And in 2020, they did a census. It's happening right now, as you can see on the website. But it gives you the latest data. So the way you go through here is you explore the data. This will take a lot of time, but I'll just kind of give you the basics to it. But you can get a data profile that goes all the way into the city, the population. Let's jump into, let's see here. I want a search bar. I haven't been here in a while, but I just kind of want to show you the website, show you that you can do just about anything on here. You can figure out how old people are, their race, their health level, education levels, business and economic status. This is amazing stuff to kind of play with. And I don't want all of the United States. I want, like, let's say I live in Yorba Linda. So I should have probably put California there. Oh, I got it. Okay, so I can then go in here and go, all right, there's 67,000 people. It's like almost the same male and female. Sex ratio, what does that mean? Whatever, under 5 years old, 5 to 9. Anyway, so we get ages. What's our biggest age? 16 years and over. Wow, these are such interesting, like, why would you tell me that? So many different ways to tell me the same thing. Anyway, it's just broken down a lot. Asians, 12,000, what was, let's see, American Indian. I want to see if there is African American. Let's see a lot. Yeah, that's what I thought. 0. That is weird. That can't be right. 2 or more race X mix. Anyway, all right. White, black. Okay, it's not 0. It's 19. So I actually have done messed around here, but wherever you're going, whatever you're trying to do, this is a starting point for you. But it's only one starting point. There are so many websites. Check this one out. If that first one doesn't work, this one's called city-data.com. And you can do the same thing. It gives you even more information just about anywhere you want to go. So let's just pick anyone. Let's do Anaheim. So in Anaheim, they give you pictures. That's kind of neat. And then they give you a breakdown. The weather. Anyway, so the median, all of this info is in here. So this just gets you started with kind of like, by the way, this is interesting. Up here, these are like hills. Totally different kind of city over here versus over here. But you can break it down by like zip code. So let's go this random one over here, and it tells me all about it. Anyway, you can check that out. So that is a couple free websites. But if you want, you can even go another level and go into pay sites. So this one's called missioninsight.com. This is like a demographic tool for churches, and you can really uncover your community. Like, what is the real details of your community, including like fundraising, if you think it's possible in your area. This is another one. It's called joshuasurvey.com. Of course, what I'm actually showing you now are sites that help you launch churches in new areas. Some of you are probably launching things that aren't actually churches, but you get the idea that you can figure out so much about an area that you're trying to launch in, whatever it is that you're launching. The demographics, the comparative bar charts, the community demographics, and so on and so forth. So I don't need to read them off to you, but it's just everything you could possibly want to know and more before you even start to build the story. I'll show you one more, but what I actually would like you to do, because this could be years later, is just type in what you're looking for, like a demographic study, into Google. Google is your friend. Use it. So this is Scanus or scanus.com. and it's like $1,400, but you can totally map out the total business database about your area. So this is going to really break it down on where you're trying to do what you're doing, why you're trying to launch it, and what the power is of that area. And the more you know about that area, the more effective you are going to be. All right, let's break out of this screen and come back and move to my couch. It's getting super windy, so hopefully this is still working. All right, continuing on with I for individuality. What I wanted to just show you with all of those sites is that the more that you're prepared, don't rush this question. Like, pause this video, go to those sites, go to new sites, type in whatever you want into Google, but figure out where you're trying, what is unique in that area you're trying to reach. All right? We have to push into this individuality, and part of it is where you're going. What are you trying to accomplish there? What is unique about that area? 3 major questions to ask. Here's question number 2. What are your unique resources, your capabilities, your motivated abilities, your common possessions, your training, your education, your shared experiences, your financial capabilities within the group you're launching with? I know that was a lot to throw at you, but I'm kind of just talking about your group. Look at each person in your group that you're launching with. Whoever you're starting this, whoever your launch team is, understand the power of that group. You can go back and use some of the previous videos. You can do the assessments with them, but figure out your team. The more that you understand your team and how they are unique, it's going to give you the ability to hone in on the special abilities you have to reach who you're trying to reach. And they'll appreciate this. They'll understand better what they're bringing to the launch, just like you will understand better what they're bringing to the launch. And one really important factor of this, this will also tell you what you're missing. What is it that you need as you're launching to a unique area that you don't have, because you've assessed and really thought about each person on your team to see if who they are and what you have going forward. And then you set your GPS device on, like, I need this thing and we're missing it right now. Let me come back to that. Here's your homework for question 2. Homework for question 2 is this: write down every member of your team. That means your spouse, your family, friends, early adopters who just jumped on board with you. Write them all down, and then behind their name in the spreadsheet or whatever you're building, I want you to write what's unique about them, what special abilities. I just listed a ton. It could be maybe they're a financial backer, maybe they have unique skills in reaching new people, maybe they have a special talent, they play an instrument, whatever. So you're writing all those unique things so you know what you have. Then going back to the GPS example. So our brains are kind of wired with this interesting GPS device. I mean, this is sort of an analogy, but you will be amazed at how true it is. Think about it this way. When you're looking for a car, like I've been looking for a Jeep for like 5 years. I want a Jeep, but they're just so expensive. I know exactly what I want. I know what color. I know what the wheels are, like extra big with black rims with the bars and the special light bar over the top. Like I know what Jeep I want. That's in my head. So whenever I'm out driving anywhere and a certain Jeep drives by, I'm like, oh, that's close. I really like that Jeep. I never miss a Jeep when I'm driving. Why? Because it's in my GPS. If I was looking for a different type of car, I would never see the Jeeps. Like, let's say I wanted, like, what's really lame, like a Pinto or some like Mazda Miata, just something lame. But for some reason I really wanted it. All of a sudden I would notice where all of those were. My GPS is flipped on to see that, and the Jeeps would disappear. I'd never even notice them anymore. This happens all the time when I'm thinking about stuff I want to buy. All of a sudden online, when I'm like typing in stuff, it's popping up here and there. I'm just noticing it. I want this. Like right now it's an Xbox. So I keep thinking about an Xbox, and then it pops up and I'm like, ooh, our minds are incredible. And so when you set your GPS on something, you can't not see it. So here's the deal. Set your GPS on the areas you're missing, And all of a sudden you'll meet someone and you go, they're perfect. They're perfect for that spot I've been looking for, because you set your mind, your GPS, on exactly what you needed. And so as soon as it came up, as soon as it was even remotely close, it popped in and you saw it on your brain. So what I want you to do, you have this spreadsheet, you have all the things you do have. Now I want you to write at the bottom 5 areas you're missing. Now, if I'm coaching you, I'm going to ask you these, so make sure you write these down. What are those 5 areas you're missing? And I want you to set your GPS on those 5 areas and just see what happens. See who comes across your path, or what unique thing happens that just puts you in the right place at the right time. All right, question number 3. What is the unique passion driving this launch? Why are you doing this? It's hard. It's really hard. But if you're anything like me, you haven't gotten to this letter, I for individuality, if you don't have a passion to actually do this. So why? Why do you have that passion? I want you to write that passion down. This is easy homework. Homework number 3 is write that passion down. And I want you to keep reminding yourself of this passion. When I planted a church, this was really important. I knew exactly what I was trying to do. I had a very specific passion that I was trying to accomplish in the entire process. And because I had written that down and I knew it, whatever I hit those bad days, because especially with planting churches, you're going to have some bad days. There's something about ministry and working with people, it can be challenging, and you have to go back and go, why am I doing this? Well, that's where this written down passion, you remind yourself, oh yeah, that's why I'm doing this. The more that you can drive this passion deep into your brain, into the subconscious, it's going to help you push through the bad days. There's a whole psychology to this. It's like you have the GPS psychology. Well, here's one. The drive to be successful isn't something you're born with. It's not, maybe there's a 1 or 2, but it's something that you have to like put into gear. You have access to it. Anyone can be successful, but you have to tap into this subconscious that says, I want to be successful and I'm going to do whatever it takes to get there. So what's that unique passion driving this launch? That unique passion pushing you forward? Tony Robbins, he said this: people are not lazy. They simply have impotent goals. That is, goals that don't inspire them. If you haven't discovered like a purpose for your life, a passion that inspires you, odds are pretty good that you're not going to wake up in the morning feeling just jazzed and ready for the day. Like, here we go, another day, I'm so excited. If your purpose is just getting by or surviving until the weekend, hitting that snooze button is going to be a lot easier than jumping up and getting on with your day and being excited. So what's that unique passion that's driving you in this launch of whatever you're doing? Connect that unique passion to your to-do list for the day. See, most of us let necessities dictate our to-do list. Instead of beginning this to-do list by asking, all right, how are these things today driving me towards my passion and goals, the things that I'm passionate about, this launch that I'm passionate about? Is there any tasks or parts of my day that don't fit into what I'm passionate about? Not the stuff you have to get done just for living life, but I'm talking about the activities in your to-do list that say, this gets me one step closer to this thing I'm launching, this thing I'm passionate about. What's that unique passion that you're working towards, and how does your to-do list fit, your daily to-do list fit into that passion? Be on fire for that. Of course, I don't mean literally, but don't just wait for this inspiration or focus to show up. Find and practice natural ways to assess it whenever you need to. Read inspirational quotes, visualize your goals that are going to light you up, Some of the people I work with, they go to the gym to get their juices flowing. They play their favorite music and pump up their space. They might walk out in nature. You have to discover what it is that gets you back into your passion area. You'll be amazed at how alive you feel as you continue to put your to-do list into what you're passionate about. Make your launch and what you're launching that passion. Create your hot button. Set your GPA saying, this is what fires me up. This is what my to-do list is. Napoleon Hill said, the starting point of all achievement is desire. So, do you have this desire to accomplish what only you can in your unique individuality, the thing that you can do that 20,000 others cannot? What's that unique passion driving you towards getting this done? You are unique. You are special. Answer these 3 questions in this video and begin to make that unique thing all yours and be passionate about it. Your to-do list is set on it. Now let's get it done. All right? All right, next time we're going to be talking about J. J is Jesus-centered. Now, I realize some of you aren't Christian, and you're going to have to change it up a little bit. But what are you centered on? What's the center that you're always going to come back to? You've got to be. What you're launching has to be about something bigger than you, and that's what this next section will be about. Can't wait. I'll see you in about 3 weeks. Do your homework. Spend time with this. Get it done. Get out there and do it.